Hey, what's up guys? So today we're basically going to teach you how to change your spring on your Specna Arms Flex Series rifle. Basically what in front of me is a SAF03 we're going to use as an example, and the tools you're going to need is basically two sets. A long 12-inch Phillips screwdriver, and as well to that, an Allen key for the back of the spring guide, which is usually about the 4mm hex. And as well to that, your spring that's already inside the box. Let's get to work. Alright guys, so now that we basically have it top down, or basically in front of you right now, we're basically going to start off with changing the spring the best way it is. The first thing is we're going to take off is the stock. To do so, you're going to take the tab itself, right underneath your actual stock here. You're going to pull it down, and then you're able to pull off the stock. Now we'll end up with the actual buffer tube, which is basically where our spring is held. This is where the Phillips screwdriver is going to come in. Now, what you're going to look down the actual buffer tube itself, you're going to see the crossed screw and bolt right underneath to basically put your actual 12-inch Phillips screwdriver inside the screw to remove the buffer tube. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and loosen it. Now that I basically got the buffer tube off, we can leave this on the side as such, just to keep everything intact. Be careful basically about having your screw be misplaced, as there's inside a washer. But if you keep it intact, you can basically go hold it off of there. And if it does fall out, don't worry guys, I can show you guys how to put that back together as well. Now for now, I'm going to show you guys in the back end, inside is your actual spring guide change inside. That's where your spring guide change would be in there to help easily change your spring from outdoor to indoor or indoor to outdoor, whatever side you would need to use it for. Either way, you use your actual hex key itself to basically pop out the spring guide. The way you would know it's actually right is when you see these two nubs here are about to pop off. I'll show you guys what the nub looks like. Basically, these two nubs, once you actually line it up inside the gearbox, it will actually pop out the spring. And now you're able to change it to whatever spring you need, such as right now, this is the outdoor spring. Let's go ahead and take our 90 spring. Swap it out. And go ahead and put it back in. Now you'll know if it's locked is basically once you see those two tabs that we showed remind you of last time, and basically all you have to do is just insert into the gearbox and then just twist clockwise until it locks in. The way you'll know if it locks is basically once you hear the click of the gearbox. Right there. Now if you look, it's locked and secured. Now go ahead and put your screw back. And now you're ready to go. As you can tell, it's locked in, everything's good, and basically ready for operation. Okay, so say for example, if you guys have lost the actual screw or it came out, don't worry, like I said, it's not gonna be a problem. All you would need to do is basically feed the actual Tamiya connection back into the buffer tube until it nicely pops out from the other end. So once you actually do that and you have it feed out from here, all you need to do is just basically slide the whole set of the washer itself into the actual buffer tube. Now before you do that, basically if the washer itself is confused, the best way to show it is you'll have a nice little indentation inside the actual washer where you're going to put the screw in. Nice curve here, and then everything else is like a little bit flat base, as you can see here. So again, this is where you want to put the actual screw inside through this basis. Looks something like that. Now we're going to go ahead and slide it down all the way through the buffer tube until we basically would end up seeing the screw. This one's actually pretty fast. Till we see the screw and the threading on the other side of the buffer tube. Once we do that, go ahead and slide down the actual buffer tube, put the screw aside, and then go ahead and screw back in the actual screw into the spring guide. Alright, and there you go. So the most common troubleshooting situations you're going to have is basically, say for example, if the screw can't actually reach the spring guide inside the actual gearbox itself. Now, one way to solve that is all you have to do is just keep pushing all the way through the washer itself using the actual screwdriver, and basically it'll get onto the actual spring guide once you screw it in. You'll know you've done it right is basically once the buffer tube becomes nice and stiff and locked in to your actual receiver. Now, if you do have any other issues or anything like that within regards of trying to fix your changer spring, go ahead and email us at info@airsoftmaster.com. But if you also want to look at other products, check out airsoftmaster.com and check out our YouTube videos as well. If you have any comments, just drop a comment below. But until then, I'll see you guys on the next time.
This video is brought to you by Airsoft Master.